What's up, guys? I'm Chris. I'm a 28-year-old senior account executive in technology sales living in downtown Austin. I've been in tech sales for a while. I used to work for Oracle, then Google. Now I took my shot at a startup. Want to walk you guys through the life of a tech sales guy. Share what I do and who I learned from and how I execute, and hopefully it's helpful. First of all, I woke up at 7:50. It's like 7:51 actually right now. First key pro tip is get a good night's sleep. And you don't have to wake up super early, or not as early as people say you need to wake up. You don't need to wake up at 5 a.m. To be successful. Sundar Pichai is the CEO of Google. He wakes up at about 7:30 every day. So find that balance. That's the first thing. Second thing, I almost found myself doing this, but don't check your phone for social media, like Instagram. Don't check your texts. Don't be responding to other people and like social things in the morning. Be proactive and start generating your day early. And the final tip, sleep naked. Yeah, it's liberating. We're gonna dive into the day. We're gonna get working. We're gonna make some cold calls. We're gonna plan for the day. This is the body of an account executive. Drink it in. And another thing, Barack Obama is reading on his post-presidency morning routine. He lays in bed when his alarm goes off and he sleeps in a little more than he used to. And he just sits there being grateful for his life. So if you wanna do that, hey, go for it. Sit there for a couple minutes, just be grateful. Gratitude practice is really important and it can change your brain. Now, one thing you gotta do is make your bed. It's the first win of the day. So let's get going on that. Well, I guess you probably know how to make your bed, but. So when you make your bed, that's a win. And when you come home and you see it's made, it feels great. So this is my spot, downtown Austin. Check it out. Comfy little studio. Nothing crazy, but hey, thanks to technology sales, I've been able to enable this type of lifestyle at a pretty young age, and you can do it too. Here's my kingdom. Beautiful Austin, Texas. Barely have a view of the water over there. Can you see it? Barely have a view of the water. I'll take it. Also got to shower up. Start the day right. Here's my alma mater, Georgetown University, the hilltop. Missed that spot. Well, not really. Austin's amazing. Shower. And sit down. No time for sitting down when you gotta make some cold calls and sell some business, baby. So I've been in technology sales now for, about 6 years since I graduated college, and today I'm feeling really grateful. I think it's important for us to be grateful daily, as I mentioned when I was laying in bed. Training our brain to find things that we appreciate. It really goes a long way in terms of creating an upward spiral of happiness, but I'm grateful specifically for technology sales. I got my paycheck today. It's looking pretty good, right? And when I started out of college, yes, it was a grind, and I wasn't making as much as other friends of mine coming out of Georgetown. A lot of bright people around me, a lot of people smarter than me. But after grinding for a year, I got promoted and I started making 6 figures, and then kept making 6 figures ever since. And it's enabled a lifestyle like this, living in one of the nicest places downtown and doing so comfortably, where I can afford it, and then I have extra income to put towards savings, investing, and even enabling other passions like traveling or this YouTube channel. So I'm really grateful to technology sales. I just remember in college, I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, but I knew I loved people. I love personal growth. I was competitive and a former athlete, and I wanted to make some good money, and I saw an opportunity to develop a skill in sales and to develop skills like communicating better with people, emotional intelligence, things that would help with dating and relationships, business acumen, and understanding how to build a strategic network. These are all things that I and you, if you choose to get into sales, can take with you wherever you go. There's so many CEOs that were in sales starting out. I even had a lawyer for a lawsuit that I went through. Fortunately, that worked out. He was in sales for 10 years, and it really helped him be a great lawyer. So technology sales and cloud sales specifically is the realm that I'm in. It presents a huge opportunity for people who feel like they're in a dead-end job and they want to remove the limitations on their income potential. They want to dive into a career where they can expand their opportunities. So today we're going to look at a day in the life of what I do, and hopefully it's helpful and insightful. So the point when I really truly start my day is at the gym. Folks like Barack Obama and other famous, successful, awesome people start their day with the gym for a reason. I've got a little pre-workout shake here. I do take some supplements, creatine. I do branched chain amino acids, sounds fancy for muscle recovery. BCAAs are the building blocks of muscle. I'm not saying you need to do supplements, but I like to give myself a little bit of an edge. But encourage you guys to start your day with a nice workout. So we're gonna head over to Lifetime now. Also, check out this Zen garden. Pretty chill, right? Love this thing. Mindfulness is key. Wrong way, the door's that way. We're ready to go. I love this spot. Oh wait, who's that? Oh my gosh, who is that? Wait, that's my boy, Johnny Depp. You're the man. Love you, Johnny. We gotta get to the gym. What's up, guys? It's Chris. I'm at Lifetime now, like I said. I ran into my good buddy Rob. He's a CEO, actually. Rob, what's going on, brother?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Not too bad. Just got a good workout in. Now, we're talking about sales tips today, the life of the sales rep. I know you were a sales guy, you're a sales guru. Now you're CEO. What are your top, one or two tips from a sales perspective?
Yeah, the best tip I can offer is the more hands you shake, the more money you make. You can be a moderate salesperson, and when I mean moderate is someone who just goes and introduces themselves and presents the opportunity. But you'll get way more opportunities if you shake more hands. That's number one. Number two, be authentic, be honest, and be truthful, and believe in your product. If you don't believe in your product, it's gonna come off as disingenuous, and the person will immediately pick that up. So those are my top 2 sales tips, I guess, the main sales tips to take and run with today.
Rob, I'm sold.
Thanks, man.
You closed the deal. Love it. So guys, I'm with another rockstar sales guy, Drew, my man. What's up, brother?
Hey.
So he's the guy who sold me on Lifetime, and it's been an amazing experience, and I loved your authenticity, kind of to Rob's point. But what are your sales tips for the folks out there? Maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah, absolutely. I think whenever I talk to anybody regarding sales, for me it comes down to 2 things, and that's how you develop trust and how you build value for people. So even whenever you meet somebody for the first time, it's how are you coming off? Are you looking professional? Are you coming off sharp as a tack? Are you very excited to be able to meet that person? And then from there, it's building that value. So even before I'm going to be able to take you through your first session, I will have confirmed being able to meet with you, sent you a consultation form, prepared whatever we're going to be able to go through, even after our first meeting, sending you that program, following up with you, taking you through everything possible before I've ever even touched on how to be able to ask for a sale.
Absolutely, and that relates to what I do in tech sales. It's like you want to lay the groundwork and do all the preparation up front before the meeting and before asking. Dude, that's huge.
Yeah.
Great advice.
Yes, sir.
Love it. Here with my trainer, Seth. The man. He's got me some good results.
Appreciate it.
Let's go.
But Seth, all kidding aside, wanted you to share with the audience like 1 or 2 pro tips around well-being and health, especially for like a young working professional.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think the biggest thing in terms of like being young, working professional, working like long hours, at the end of the day, what works best for you is going to work best for you, right? A lot of the times we look at and try to emulate what other people are doing, and it honestly doesn't pertain to our goals in particular, right? So having the correct mindset of like, okay, I need to do XYZ things, these are the goals that I want to accomplish, and being very specific on how you go about training will be super beneficial. Having someone that can program for you so you don't have to worry about programming is like super helpful as well, right? Plugging myself in as a personal trainer. Being able to have someone to be there, walk you through the progress, and then teach you how to find your wins is a really big thing too. At the end of the day, knowing that you're making progress is going to be very beneficial for you. So being able to track progress in a way that may be a little bit different to you can be really beneficial too. But honestly, consistency, being able to come into the gym, making sure you're progressively overloading, and making sure that you are going above and beyond, and giving your 100% every time you come into the gym is going to be super beneficial. And not just seeing the gym as something you need to do, right? But seeing it as something that's going to benefit. The 1 hour you spend in the gym is going to benefit you as a platform to take you to the rest of your day. So that you can be successful, right? So taking the 1 hour you spend here to exponentially make the 12 hours that you're awake even better.
Absolutely, and choosing the workout, knowing like, at least from a technology sales perspective, like when I work out and start my day that way, I meet the challenges and opportunities of the job with more passion, more grit, and I'm sharper. And that leads to, the bank account going up over time too. And just overall, most importantly, just feeling good. So Seth, thanks so much.
For sure.
Best trainer I've had. And I've had about 2 or 3 trainers. So if y'all are in Austin, Texas, and thinking about Lifetime Fitness, start training with this guy. So my camera died. The battery is exhausted. But it's not going to stop me, man. Got to keep going in sales, keep grinding. And this walk is beautiful on the way back home. That's where I live, right there, that brick one. Just walked through a pile of shit somehow, and this guy helped me out. Thanks, brother. Getting home here. Yo! Wait, Logan, is that you? What's up, bro?
Watch, how are you?
Good to see you, man.
Good, good.
Yeah. Guys, this is my buddy Logan Sneed here.
What's going on?
I think I said Schneed. It's Sneed, right?
The need for Sneed.
Need for Schneed. Well, this guy also is really good in sales. Like today we're doing a video on day in the life of a sales rep. What have you done, man? Haven't you built like a big coaching business or something? Or
Yeah, I mean, I've built a 6-figure fitness nutrition coaching business, now a 7-figure coaching coaches business. So yeah, now I help them build theirs.
Unbelievable. So I'm sure you got some good sales tips. Like what's 1 or 2 tips for the audience out there to up their sales game, like not even if they're in like a direct sales role, but just in life, like applying this skill?
Yeah. You don't need to go into that job or any business thinking that you've got to be smart, you've got to be a master at sales, or you've got to be like an absolute standout. If you're somebody who can handle pressure, you can become successful in anything you want. Because if you can handle pressure, you can handle failures. Excuse us.
We got a cute dog here. Hey.
You can handle objections, failures, second guessing anything. So that's my biggest thing. Be willing to handle pressure. And if you can do that, you can go as far as you want.
Absolutely. Doesn't Kobe say the pressure makes me rise?
Absolutely. Pressure creates either diamonds or bust pipes. One or the other.
And I know you guys are diamonds out there. Love y'all. I love this apartment complex. You really mean it? All right, so made it back from the workout. I walked through a pile of horse shit, I think, and a dog slobbered on my camera. But overall, I got that workout in, so I was prepared to meet the challenge of the day. Let's go. So guys, starting your day off right with a healthy breakfast is crucial. I think eating healthy is just key to being a high performance person. And so you can see I've got some sustainable energy sources with oatmeal here. There's some antioxidants in there, brain boosting foods with blackberries and blueberries. I've got hemp seed protein as well in there, and some flaxseed, which is also great for mental health. I'm pretty sure. Now, we've got Ezekiel bread, which is like really healthy bread that has a lot of protein in it. We've got some creamy almond butter that I'm going to put in. I personally prefer almond butter to regular peanut butter. Oat milk, my mom would be proud. Plant-based. And yeah, some eggs for protein, right? Because protein is key. I've got some buddies like Logan, who you saw today, and another guy, good friend of mine, Alex Feinberg, who has an awesome Insta on eating meat and in high protein diets. Like, I know that's huge too. So you got to get some protein as well. So get a balanced breakfast. It's key. So that was awesome, running into Rob, into my trainer, into Logan. They gave some great tips. And one pro tip before we dive into the actual sales day and those tips is surround yourself with good people. It makes a huge difference. They pick you up. It's really, really important. So let's dive into executing in your day-to-day from a sales perspective. I'm still learning. I'm trying to master sales. I'm no guru or Sherpa that has arrived on the hill, so feel free to weigh in with your perspective as well. Also, weigh in with your perspective. Is this shirt too tight? I'm not sure. I'm open to feedback. That's an important part of sales. One thing I want to talk about is the importance of planning, because failing to plan is planning to fail. And there's a book, you might have heard of it, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It says don't spend your time trying to put out fires or reacting to things that apparently seem urgent but aren't that important. Or don't spend your time on busy work, put first things first, and spend time on things like planning, relationship building, and capturing new opportunities. So I want to focus on the planning piece. I come up with a weekly plan on Mondays. And that includes a handful of things that are all driving towards ultimately delivering revenue for the company. You have to find a way to prioritize, and any activity that's tied to moving the needle around revenue should be top of mind. So number 1, I have to-dos for the week around progressing current opportunities that have a high chance of closing. Number 2, I spend time on net new prospecting and coming up with a plan of how will I break into new accounts that are high potential and worth breaking into. Because we have to continue to lay the groundwork and foresee where the new opportunities are going to come from, because eventually the opportunities that you have set up today, you'll either close them or they won't work out and the well will run dry. So executing today on what is top of mind and is going to give you the greatest ROI soon, as well as continuing to look forward to generate new opportunities. So those are 2 key buckets. Another is relationship building. A strategic network is so key. To be able to go to someone who's a friend or a past customer and say, hey, I think we could help this other company, and you know an executive at that company, can you make an introduction? That's the ultimate trump card to getting a meeting fast. So spend time intentionally to build relationships and build your network as well. And finally, falling back into the category of capturing new opportunities is sharpening your sales saw and sharpening your industry knowledge by researching on the industry, researching on companies, and learning skills around sales that are going to help you be more successful. So blocking off time for learning and research is really important too. So again, to highlight, block off time to move current opportunities forward that have a chance of closing, block off time for the week and prioritize where you're going to hunt for new business, block off time and prioritize the relationships that you're going to develop to build your network, and finally block off time and plan for learning in the week. What I do is every day I can reference that plan for the week and see how I'm tracking. But finally, when it comes to planning, one thing I encourage you to do is set a plan more immediately for that given day. And when you look at that day, you're gonna have to be flexible because things do come up that become more of a priority. But just be wary of letting something take precedent that actually isn't important or that's gonna not move the needle, but just seems urgent. Don't make that mistake. And when it comes to your immediate plan for today, I want to encourage you guys to write out your top 3 things that you're going to prioritize, you have to get done, that are going to move the needle. Consider everything else gravy. So guys, wanted to take a quick look at the calendar. This is really important from an organization perspective. What I've done is I've color-coded my week, and it looks beautiful, doesn't it? It looks like the little bit of the rainbow. Now, these red time blocks are customer-facing meetings, and I have them in red because I want them to stand out I want them to jump out at me. They're really important. The most important activity in sales is customer-facing meetings. They're what create the opportunity for actual sales and results. So got them in red. Whenever you have a customer meeting, preparation is key. It's important to show up powerfully. So have an agenda in the meeting agreed on in advance, or at least for the customer to look at. So you have a plan of attack. And as you get closer to the meeting, think about the feelings you want to generate in the customer, the questions you want to ask to uncover relevant information you need to move the opportunity forward, how you want them to take action after the meeting, what are the outcomes you want to produce to forward in the sales process. These are the things you need to be thinking about. Those are the things in red, sales meetings. We've also got in yellow, internal meetings. And ideally, and the shorter the internal meetings, the better. But sometimes they're necessary, like weekly sales meetings to stay accountable and report results, internal meetings to prepare for customer conversations or to figure out how you're going to strategize around an account to move an opportunity forward or get it unstuck. I've also got blue in there, and that represents, for me at least, follow-up, action items, and other types of preparation. We've also got, green is critical. That's net new prospecting, reaching out to new customers to generate new pipeline. Probably should have more green in there. It's really important to keep the well flowing so it doesn't run dry. And then I have this pinkish color, coral color in there, and that's planning and researching and learning. So just wanted to give you a sense of the importance of organization and color coordinating. It's definitely a pro tip. So once you've got your plan in place, it's time to start executing. I am a big proponent of blocking off the most difficult things first, the things that you don't want to do. Albert Ian Gray wrote one of the greatest pieces of sales literature of all time, The Common Denominator of Success, and he said, the common denominator is that successful people make a habit of doing what failures aren't willing to do. And in sales, what is that? It's making cold calls. Calling strangers who don't want to talk to you probably makes you feel a little uneasy, doesn't it? Well, it's also one of the highest impact activities you can have in sales. It's like spear fishing. It's messy, it takes a lot of effort, it's challenging, but if you hook someone live on the phone, you have a better chance of walking away with an opportunity, as opposed to emails where you cast out lures and let it set, and hopefully someone will bite, right? So let's do some cold calls. I'm gonna wing it, let's go for it. And to mix it up and make it a little more interesting, we're gonna do cold calls from the jacuzzi. What's up, guys? It's time to do work from jacuzzi. You've heard of work from home, but work from jacuzzi is gonna help make this a little less painful. All right, here we are. One challenge about working from jacuzzi is I just walked into the jacuzzi with my wallet. Oh well, not ideal. Before we dive into cold calling, I wanted to talk a little bit about the market opportunity in technology sales and cloud sales, and some of the key tips that I apply in my life to keep my mindset in the right place, because that's really important when it comes to high performance. So in terms of the cloud market, it's like riding a wave. It's a growing industry. I don't know how many billion-dollar industry. There's a need for salespeople right now in the market. There's a need for more boots on the ground for these software companies that are riding the wave of digital transformation. And what that means is these companies are going from their old traditional on-premise ways to new digital operating models. And it's being accelerated by the global pandemic. It actually accelerated technology trends in the cloud space that might have taken 10 years to be taking place in about a year. So there was a CEO that was a customer of mine that also mentored me. He went to my university, and he said, Chris, when there's a wave, hop on and ride it. So I encourage you guys to hop on and ride the technology sales wave if you're looking for an opportunity to make more money, enable a great lifestyle, and develop some great skills that you can take with you wherever you go. So I'll do more videos on that. But getting to mindsets and habits around that, there's an executive coach that's a friend of mine at Google, and he said, Chris, managing your time isn't the most important thing. The highest performance athletes and business people in the world manage their energy. And there are two ways that I do it. I call it M&M, on top of eating well, getting a good night's sleep, and exercising, which we already covered. Those two things are music and meditation. You know, music is powerful, it can stir up great emotions, and it can get me amped up for cold calling. If I want to listen to some rock, which I love, or Rufus Du Sol, some cool EDM music. Otherwise, there are playlists on Spotify that are more orchestral music, that are calming, and that can really get you in a great flow state. There's a playlist called Perfect Concentration, which I recommend you check out. And there's meditation, which clears a space for creativity and confidence to flow freely. And those are two key ingredients for success in anything you do. Steve Jobs, Ray Dalio, some of the greatest shapers and thinkers of our time, say meditation was one of the single greatest tools they ever used to create breakthroughs. Now, I tend to start my day getting in action, like amped up with some music and making cold calls, doing the hardest thing first, and then use meditation later in the day to reset and stay in a good place. Maybe I had a tough cold call where I got rejected or a tough meeting. Meditation can help me reset, but maybe you want to start your day with meditation. Whatever works best for you, but definitely fit it in. And one final insight around habits that I got from Brendon Burchard, who wrote the book High Performance Habits, is managing transitions. It's so subtle, but it's when you go from a cold call and get rejected to a customer meeting, and you need to find a way to let go of that negative energy from the rejection and start fresh in the conversation. It's easy to carry an emotional state or mentality from one interaction to another. And so how can you release any tension from the past, whatever might have just happened, and then set new intention for the next interaction? That's key. So release tension and set intention. Hope it helps. All right, guys, it's time to make some live cold calls. Let's do it. So first off, I'm calling a CEO of a high-growth startup. Just got a lot of funding. Let's see what happens. Got to get his number here. Using a tool called Seamless AI. I highly recommend it. If you're looking to grab contacts fast off LinkedIn, they have an algorithm that searches the internet and finds and validates contact information. So you need accurate information to set good meetings. So I encourage you guys to check it out. Oh man, got an operator. Not ideal. Go into the name directory. Gotta use the key tone to type in the last name. I hope it recognizes it here. Can't identify it. It's a part of cold calling, right? Sometimes it's hard to find the right information. Couldn't get the right person. Good thing there's another number to try out. If you can't get the right information, always got to follow up via email. Let's see. Didn't work. Get tired from these no answers. Finally got an operator. They'll leave a voicemail. Hey Carly, this is Chris calling from Investment Global. We actually work with other portfolio companies of Vertex, specifically in the security space, to help them operate more effectively across all three clouds. Would love to connect with Doug at some point to talk about a strategic partnership. If you get this, give me a call back. Otherwise, I can follow up via email, and you'll get an email from chris.bussing@investmentglobal.com. Thanks. All right, that's how you leave a voicemail. There's no silver bullet in sales and in life, but one way to do it. So I've been making a lot of calls, mostly getting voicemails or no answers, and that's a part of the game. I'm gonna call a CTO now, see what happens. Fingers crossed, I really want to talk to this guy. Hey Patrick, this is Chris from Investment Global. We're a premier cloud consulting firm. I saw that you guys were using AWS, and we helped a similar digital company reduce our AWS bill by 20 to 30% through our multi-cloud management tool, our FinOps experts, and aligning our architects, and wanted to see if we could produce some similar results for you guys. I'm sure you're already pretty optimized, but it's amazing what we can discover when we partner together and take a new look at things. So aside from that, just wanted you to know that I was thinking of you and Sidecar Health, and if you could give me a call back, that'd be great. And yeah, hope you have a wonderful night. Cheers. I will say that last part was thinking of you and some other stuff, but maybe it was fluff, right? I didn't need to say it. Sometimes you could say too much, but overall, decent voicemail, right? All right, guys, I'm getting a little winded. You know, a lot of calls, no answers, but hey, always laying the groundwork, it all pays off. I'm gonna try one more CEO for today, and then call it a day on the cold calling piece. Sometimes, and oftentimes, email is actually the most effective, and at least you can cast out a lure from an email perspective and give customers a chance to bite. And that lure could be sitting there while you're off doing what you're doing in your day-to-day life. Enough of a tangent on emails. Let's make this call. Patrick, Mr. CEO. No answer. Well, hey, you know, it's just great to have the chance to smile and dial, you know. I encourage you guys to do the uncomfortable things and make the cold calls. In a future video, I promise I'm gonna get a live cold call recorded and show you guys what it's like to get a live pickup. But yeah, another thing that's really important in terms of managing time in your day-to-day sales is finding time for learning. And one podcast that I love that I want to share with you is 30 Minutes to President's Club, and has shaped my thinking on cold calling and emailing and everything, really. I'll do a future video on other resources and books and sales methodologies that I've trained up in that might be useful. Maybe you've heard of these things yourself. But make time for learning every day. So a little later, I think I'm going to listen to a 30-minute episode of 30 Minutes to President's Club. Aside from that, got to rock meetings with customers and rock internal meetings and just keep grinding. So guys, a quick but important aside here. It's amazing that we live in a virtual and remote world now, especially after the pandemic, where we have the flexibility to do things like make cold calls from the jacuzzi. It's a lot of fun. It makes something painful a little less painful because you're in a better, more comfortable environment. Now, I encourage you to be flexible and fun with where you work for things like cold calls and researching and strategizing and preparation related tasks. But when it comes to tasks like meeting internally with your team or meeting with a customer, which is the most important thing there is in tech sales, that's gotta be in an environment where you can really focus in and you don't have any distractions. So for example, right here, I'm in my apartment, and I can take out my laptop here and be in the zone. I can prepare for a call, come up with my plan, and then when I'm in the conversation, there's no distractions. Other than, look at that cutie over here. Aw, there's Goose. It's a good distraction to have. Guys, one thing I want to leave you with is a perspective around mindset. Whether it's in sales or in life, it's so important to be gritty and persistent and realize that sometimes success is just showing up and showing up and showing up, because eventually your preparation and hard work will pay off. It will meet opportunity, and what people perceive as overnight success will occur for you. Never give up. Keep going. A lot of times no is really just a not now. So at the end of the day, plan for your day. Execute, do the uncomfortable things and make cold calls, but just keep showing up, and eventually that success will find you. Feel free to share your thoughts on sales tactics or mindset hacks in the comments. I love to hear from you guys. I'm excited to build this community together. Love you all and talk soon.